Hey everybody, Nerdy Transformed here now, and today I have the Power Ranger Samurai Clawzord. Now, there were several, there was another version of this that was kind of the small one, kind of more similar in size to the individual Zords from the Samurai Megazord, but don't have that one. I have the Deluxe one, which is much better anyway, because it can actually transform into a Megazord, or at least a better Megazord. Anyway, you can see he is quite large. The legs are really not holding him up. What's holding up is his tail and this piece coming off his chest there. Or I guess that's his stomach, I'm not sure. I don't know lobster terminology. You can see he is quite large though. He has articulation. The claws can move up and down, and I guess you could say they move in and out, but yeah, it's just kind of the transformation joint. The tail does move. You can straighten it back out, or you can bend it back down. You can also move that part there. And the legs are on hinges, and the head doesn't move because it's just kind of clipped in there. But he does have blades for horns or antennae. Do lobsters have antennae? I don't know. For size comparisons, to see how big he is, here he is next to the Generation Scrapnel. So you can see, yep, quite a bit larger. Here he is next to some of the Samurai Megazord swords. And let's put the red one over there. So yeah, about the same height, but much bigger in length. In fact, let's see, putting them head to head. Nope, he's not as long as the dragon with that sword tail he has. But even at the claws, it's close, but nope. We'll say the dragon is just a bit longer, just by a hair. So yeah, still not as long as the dragon. Kind of shows just how ridiculous his tail is compared to his feet. And for one more comparison, here he is next to the Joint Gottai Gao King, which, if you don't know, is a Legend series of Megazords that kind of just came in parts and is similar to Mugenbein. So let's look at his detail. You might notice these two peg holes here. Basically, you could take a Power Ranger toy that would come with several of these figures. Plug it in here with its feet, and then it can actually hold the swords or the horns or antennae, whatever you want to call them, like that he's riding it. Which makes no sense to me. I haven't seen the show, so maybe that was in the show, but I don't really care. He's got this nice silver detail on the side. He's got the gold and blue going on. The only sticker I think on the toy, everything else is painted. This is a sticker, but it does look nice with that weird reflection kind of holographic it's got going. You can see the tail does split here where you can see what's clearly the legs. But, pretty nicely painted though. He's got lots of paint. It's got all this gold on the claws, right? It's actually paint. Let's get a closer look at the head. You can see he's got gold along the sides, silver on the horns, or antennae, and black and green for the eyes. So yeah, a lot of nice paint actually. Kind of wish they did something for the mouth, since it's just kind of a flat piece, but okay. He got red there. He's got nice gold here for the symbol. And that's basically about it. Blue paint here, a little bit red there. But yeah, you can see he's quite the large Zord with a lot of nice paint on him. And it looks pretty good. Now, for transformation, he is a part former. Like I showed you before, rip the head off. Oh, wait, there. Oh yeah, he does have this gimmick. I'll show you that more in Zord mode. I recommend flipping these. You don't really have to, but that way you have those screw. If you flip them, you can hide the screw holes in both modes. So I recommend you doing that. Actually, there's not that much part form. The only other piece you remove is the end of his tail. The rest of it you actually transform. Straighten out the tail, split it, flip these bits around to make his feet, and flip them up to make his feet. Let's get him standing. Actually, let's get the camera standing up a bit more so we can see what we're doing. Stand him up, bring the claws down, and flip him up to make his shoulder blades and make a more robotic looking arm. And then lay the legs down the head to make horns. Oh, and lay these legs flat against his back. The only other part forming you do is you take the tail piece that we pulled off earlier. You can see there's a peg hole and a tab. There's a tab hole and a peg on the butt here. Just kind of lay it there. You can see now it's part of his butt. And there he is, with that gorgeous face. Let's get... Oh, If we can get him to stand. Yeah, we got him to stand. Alright, since we successfully got him to stand, let's get him next to his buddy, the Samurai Megazord. Oh, wait, no, come on, stand for me again. Oh, there we go. You see, yeah, they're about the same height. Counting the horns, I guess the Clawzord will be taller. Just stopping at the head, I think the Clawzord might be a bit taller. Here he's next to the Joint Godtai Gal King, who's about half his size, and has even more trouble standing. Oh, let's see, there you go, you can see how big he is. Oh, and his leg fell off. And next to the Generation Scrapnel, who is at his shins by the look of it. Let's get these. Yep, at his shins. So the Clawzord looks pretty good. Not much new detail really. Or you can get a better look at this chest piece, which looks pretty good. You got all these pieces coming off, kind of like armor, or kind of like he's sparkling from some kind of gem in the center. Kind of wish they had that instead of just this joint piece sticking out, but oh well. Which is funny because he can just kind of stick wherever you want there, and now he has an arm. Oh, you can see his gimmick there. Basically, his gimmick is that he has different weapon modes, I guess you could say, for each of the faces. He has 4 faces, north, south, east, and west. And each of these would activate a weapon of some kind. And you see, this is his basic face, which kind of scary, actually, for his basic face. I don't remember which face has which weapon, so I'm just going to show you the weapons first, and then I'll show you different faces. First weapon he has is that you can fold back these claws back out, of course, and give him just the claws like he had in Lobster mode, or Clawzord mode. So, there's that. His main new weapons are these 2, you form these from the face, you basically just split them apart, and then you just flip the face in to make his swords, or sabers. So he has those, so he can do some choppy action. Chop, 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 chop. Probably slice up some celery. And you can pull that tail piece back off, which has that tab, and you can give him that, and it can be a wind attack, like, and it falls off easily. Let's take a look at each of these faces, though. That's the main gimmick of this toy. It's a gimmick I like. If you don't like one face, you can use a different face. There's this one, which is probably my least favorite. Let's go and get the horns out of the way, too. Then he has this one, which is the one I usually display him with. Looks pretty good. Nice red, different. The symbols are different on their crest, by the way. Nice green eyes. I mean, considering he has 4 faces, they are all fully painted, so that's really nice. You can spin it by grabbing this piece here. Here we get kind of more of a Gundam mech kind of look. Again, different face. This one has like a mouth cover and a visor. Looks pretty cool. He's got nice big golden cheeks. And the last one, I think this one's actually my least favorite. It's just that it's just a big crest, a big faceplate, and then a tiny little mouth. It just looks kind of boring. I think this is the wind one, if I remember correctly. I'm going to stick with this face for the rest of the review. Just because I like the face. So you can store... Weapon storage is on its back. You just clip that there. And you can see there's actually these 2 peg holes. There's a peg hole and then a peg. What you do is you take his sword, flip the lobster face back out. And you can see they also have a peg and a peg hole. And you just simply peg them to legs. And now you have weapon storage, and it kind of makes a cape, sort of, effect for his legs and the swords. Looks pretty cool. Makes him look a bit more dangerous. Like, you know, Darkwing Duck, let's get dangerous. Oh, that's gonna be stupid. He doesn't really have much articulation, although one interesting thing is that because of how he combines with the Samurai Megazord, his legs cannot be swapped with almost any other Ranger legs, except for maybe the Dragon Zord, because of how they come out sideways like this. But you do get a swivel still, like all the Zord builder system ones. You do get the 360 degrees with the arm. You could use leg articulation if you remove the tail fin. You can get the legs to go back, and because of the joint here, you can get him to break inward, but it just looks like he broke his leg. Oh god, leg broken. So yeah, that's about it for him. But he is pretty cool. I kind of wish his weapons actually had a peg hole in them, just so he could like have them as sides. I think that'd be pretty cool, but Probably not enough room. Now, he does have one other mode where he combines with the Samurai Megazord. They're basically all both going to be pulled apart. How you do with this is, by the way, this only 2 peg holes hold this black piece, this blue piece here, and they are very loose, as you can see. Like, they're just fully picked together. There it is apart. So you're going to take this whole piece off. You're going to rip the legs off. Rip this piece off. Go ahead and take off the swords. And you're just going to set all that to the side. As for Samurai Megazord, remove his helmet, fold the head, flip this whole part back, and rip off his legs. So we're going to start building this. These, of course, will be the feet. The original Samurai Megazord feet. You're going to take the Clawzord's feet, flip these parts around, and bend these in. Like this. You basically want the silver parts pointing forward and coming off the sides. Oh, and you can also flip these down. Same for this one. It also makes them really heavy so they're prone to falling over. Silver forward, flip foot out, and bend to the side. Then you're going to take the Megazord, peg it back into the top of or the Clawzord's legs. Now, in the original Japanese version, they could, of course, turn into origami modes, but since they can't do that here, you kind of just gotta flip the yellow one back. The pink one you can still do it with. Not pull it off, but flip it around. And, work with me. There. Kind of like something like that. It just looks really lopsided. Then take the whole top of the Clawzord. You can see it kind of just slides and it kind of just pegs into, you can see there's these little orange bits come off there, and there's these black holes here. Just kind of peg it in, and it actually pegs on more securely than it did with this thing. Then you're going to take the tail piece, you peg it on, become a chest plate. And last thing you're going to do is take this big thing, flip this piece out. This will become the face for the combined mode. Flip the legs, the back legs up. Flip the front legs up at an angle like this. So they're kind of leaning against the back legs. Then you can see there's 2 pegs here and there's 2 pegs on where the face is. What you're going to do is you're going to peg the face over the Clawzord's face, kind of like this. You have to get the slots just right. Then they'll peg into behind then the back pegs will peg into behind the Clawzord's face. And you get this. I believe in Japan, the Shikenja version is known as Cowboyo. I don't know what it's called here in America, but I'm just going to call him Cowboyo. And you can see it kind of does... Well, really the only thing that kind of says it's a cowboy are the shingles on the side, which is what these are supposed to be. It's a pretty cool idea, but it kind of just looks like I guess a cowboy shogun. That's what this part reminds me of, at least, is a shogun. I know it's supposed to be like a cowboy hat, but it... I guess it is kind of a cross between a cowboy and a shogun. So yeah, and he also has a lot of trouble standing. Let's just see if we can get him to hold some kind of balance. Okay, there, got him the balance. Oh, we forgot the helmet. So you're going to just take his leg, open it back up, push this piece in, and close it back up. Also, for some reason, the connection here between the hips and this part is very loose. Like, it won't come off, but you can see he has a lot of wiggle room, which is weird. Also, because of how they combined, this piece fills in all that right there, along with this flipped back. So you cannot store the samurai sword there anymore. You also still have his little sabers, but in this mode it just looks ridiculous, him having these tiny little sabers. Also, the Clawzord's hands, even though it has this weird jut in it, cannot hold the samurai sword easily. It can, but it just holds like onto the tip. So, how I fix this is swap the arms. I give him the Samurai Megazord arms. And then, I take the Clawzord arms, flip them back into claw mode, and peg them where the Samurai Megazord's arms were. You're supposed to do this for the big, like, huge Ultra Zord combination you do with all the figures, but I kind of just like it with Cowboyo just because it works better and it doesn't look as cluttered. You get the same kind of look. So you got even more to go to kind of go with that headpiece. And now you have a hands that can actually hold the samurai sword, which is barely a good sword in these things anyway. And as for these, you can either just give one of them to him and just put the other one off to the side, or once again you can connect them into the lobster legs at the top, like we did for Clawzord mode for storing them, and just make a humongous head crest. Personally, I like how this mode looks. It looks great, and it's good for, you know, less shelf space just because, yeah, it's taller, but you now have 2 Megazords taking up 1 space. It only takes about 1/2 the spaces of a normal Megazord. He's also quite huge now. He's a bit taller than the original. I mean, if we compare the two... here's the normal Megazord's height, and the Clawzord pegs onto about there. So you can see it about 1.5 times his original height. Peg it all back together. So it does become quite a bit taller, quite a bit bulkier, and it looks alright. Not the best combination in the world, but better than some later combinations. Definitely better than the Ultra Sword combination this guy gets. Which I'll probably never review because I don't have the parts anymore. Oh wait, he's gonna fall. He fell. Oh. But the pieces do go together. I'll admit the pink and green and yellow, the pink and green's kind of random. But the blue does kind of go with the color scheme, especially with the gold and black. The yellow fits in pretty well. It all is mostly cohesive. Oh, wait, one of his thick shoulder pieces fell off. My bad. So yeah, there he is, Cowboyo. I would say if you have the Samurai Megazord and enjoy him, go pick this one up. He makes for a pretty good combination. Is he the best Megazord in the world? No. Especially since he can't stand well even on a hard surface. But the paint, he's got a really good amount of paint. He looks really cool when combined together. And it overall just makes for a really cool Megazord. Let's get a zoom in on that face. That is definitely a Shogun's face, and that's a lot of nice paint in there. Even his little eyes in there are nicely green. He has 2 samurai symbols on each cheek. Or 1 on each cheek. He even has some silver around those gold parts, so that's really nice. A lot of nice paint in there. But yep, I'm Nerdy Transformed. I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you most likely get this figure if you're interested. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.